Little Lever children love Little Lever, and we all should.
Camera roll.
Same rolling.
Action! What do you love most about Little Lever?
I like the great community spirit that Little Lever has.
I like Little Lever because all my family live here. It's a nice place to live.
I've always liked Little Lever because I think everything is at hand and everybody's always been really friendly and it's a good neighbourhood to be in.
There's lots of things that's good about Little Lever. People are proud to be from Little Lever and there's a great community spirit. And one of the things that was quite a while ago now was something called the Little Lever Carnival.
That sounds interesting. What's that all about?
Well, what happened was there would be the cubs, the guides, the beavers, the brownies, and everyone would be given a theme. And they would spend absolute weeks trying to come up with all these different things to put on a float. And then on a Saturday morning, the float would get dressed and they would all parade round Little Lever. And it was a competition and everyone would come out as a community and cheer everybody on. And at the end it was judged and there was a competition. So there would be a winner. And then there would all be like a summer fair and there would be stalls where you could buy things and everyone around from Little Lever would come together. And the first one I can remember from seeing a leaflet was in 1910. Unfortunately, it's no longer though.
It's a friendly town and people are very nice.
Although people like living in Little Lever, over the last few years there has been a growing problem: antisocial behaviour.
Antisocial behaviour is behaviour that is likely to cause alarm, distress or harassment.
Examples include throwing things at people and houses, graffiti, vandalism and destroying things.
Some naughty teenagers jumped over the wall, climbed, and they just pulled down the things in the Gruffalo trail and they set the Gruffalo on fire.
It was fun and it was amazing and it just got set on fire and I was really gutted. They didn't care about what we felt. I felt that the little children felt upset because the Gruffalo was on fire. There was a lot of antisocial behaviour in Little Lever and that's why we're doing something about it.
Children from across Little Lever all came together.
You had to design a logo for it and you had to make it as creative as possible and colourful. This is my winning logo.
Antisocial behaviour is bad and it should be banned from Little Lever. It hurts other people, so it's just awful.
We learnt about what ASB is and how it affects people. We made this film to show you the effect ASB has on people and how we think we could stop it.
We looked at newspaper articles and the consequences of becoming involved in antisocial behaviour.
I've been invited today to come and speak with a number of school children from years 4, 5 and 6 from across Little Lever and Darcy Lever. And my input has just been to sit down and chat with them about what is antisocial behaviour, what would happen to those involved in antisocial behaviour, and how they can try and deal with it to assist us really, basically be good spokespeople for the community.
If you're over the age of 10, you can be fingerprinted, photographed and searched in police custody.
If you're between the ages of 10 and 14, you may face criminal proceedings in youth court.
We are stood on Little Lever precinct today. We have been interviewing people who have been affected by antisocial behaviour.
There's a lot of it goes on. I live up there at Cambridge Drive and there's a lot goes on at night in the parks.
My mum has. She walks up and down the shops all the time, but she always gets like abuse, young kids calling her for no reason, I don't know why. She'd have things thrown at her.
Somebody throwing eggs in my window.
We get quite a lot of antisocial behaviour occurring every day during the evenings, where we've got a lot of young youths gathering around the area, blocking the entry to the store. It can become a nuisance. They're quite intimidating as well to other members of the public.
Please can you tell us about your experience with antisocial behaviour and how it made you feel?
Well, we've had items thrown at the house, we've had snowballs thrown at the house, stones at the window, we've had a bottle thrown at the house that smashed the window, we've had people knocking on the door and running away, which has happened night after night, and it makes me feel very angry.
I think it would make them feel very uncomfortable and not welcome to their home because people are like knocking on their door, their property. Sometimes you do get people playing and they end up daring each other, and then they say like, oh, you go and bang on that door, and they'll do it. So that's why.
You are with two people. You decide to go into the school grounds. You do not really want to go, but they dare you. You decide to go. How do you feel? What do you think is going to happen?
The rule is you never, ever, ever have to do a dare, and there's nothing chicken about saying no. The biggest, bravest thing you can do is say no to a dare.
I wish people would realise that it doesn't just affect the people they're doing it onto, it affects the whole neighbourhood and the town, and it makes people upset.
What happened to the park where you play?
It was set on fire by some bigger children.
How did that make you feel?
Very sad.
You wanted to help, didn't you? What did you do?
I offered my piggy bank to fix the park.
Well, when Thomas was born, we bought him a piggy bank that you couldn't open, and when we used to go out for walks with him in his pram when he was a baby, if we found any money on the floor, any pennies, we would pick them up and put them in his piggy bank. So for when he was a bit bigger, he could have lots of pennies to spend. He also put money in there as he got older from the tooth fairy, and if he got any money for birthdays or things like that, he used to put them in there.
What did you like about the park?
I like playing on it with my friends, and the slide's really fun, and the swings, and the roundabout, and the seesaw, so...
Everything?
Everything. Everything.
Antisocial behaviour can be seen differently by different groups. For example, some children that might be hanging about, being a bit noisy, to an older person that might seem far greater than a younger person that might just walk past them and think nothing of it.
You feel on tenterhooks what they're going to do or anything like that. You know, I put my handbag really close to me in case they come in for my bag.
And a lot of people, especially our elderly, won't go out at night now once it's gone dark, in the fear that they don't feel safe.
I'd have more things for children. I think that's half the problem. There's nothing for children.
There should be at least one policeman on the street at night, so if anything does happen, but he's not just following them round, he's just on a walk. And so if any antisocial does happen, he's there to see it, but not to just tell them off for hanging out.
We could have more parks, more things to do. In the ginnels we could like have lights so we can walk if it's a bit dark.
It would be nice for young children to be able to go somewhere instead of hanging around the precinct like they do around here a lot. I've seen that.
Something for the youth to do today to keep them off the streets.
I think since they've closed off all the schools and the playgrounds that we used to play football on, they haven't really replaced anything with it, so it's a bit hard for youth at the moment.
If they got involved with actually helping rebuild it, then they'll think they're part of it and they own it, so they won't be as wanting to break it down.
If we as a council can provide more for our youngsters to do, in the long run it keeps them off the streets, which means that they're less likely to get involved in antisocial behaviour.
Little Lever children love Little Lever, and so should you.
We wanted to celebrate what we love about Little Lever. We designed posters and planned projects to show everyone the positives of Little Lever.
Little Lever children love Little Lever, and so should you.